Hello everyone, and welcome to another D&D walkthrough, brought to you by Knights of the Braille, a group of blind and low vision tabletop roleplay gaming enthusiasts. The frontier town of Phandalin is built upon the much older ruins of another settlement. Hundreds of years ago, the old Phandalin was a thriving settlement, most notably made of humans, but there were other races that you could find here. The people of Phandalin were firmly allied with the dwarves and gnomes of the Phandelver's pack. However, the same orc horde that sacked the Wave Echo mine also laid waste to this human settlement. Phandalin subsequently was abandoned for several centuries, and in the last 3 or 4 years, adventurers and settlers have returned to Phandalin. Some of them from Neverwinter, and some of those from Waterdeep have began to return and build up this tiny little settlement. And it is this reason that we have decided to come here today and to record this walkthrough for you. Let's just say that these workers are hard at it as they begin to rebuild this lost settlement. Their heart is definitely in it, and they are ready to once again reclaim this for their very own. Currently, we can find all kinds of settlers here in Phandalin, such as farmers, woodcutters, fur traders, prospectors who are definitely after the gems and other precious materials that you can find here. The Sword Mountains provide a beautiful backdrop to this village, and the views at a sunset are breathtaking and could be one of the reasons that so many people have begun to trickle back in hopes of rebuilding this beautiful settlement. But as with any settlement in the Forgotten Realms, there is trouble. Phandalin, due to its recently being restored to its, hopefully, former glory, currently has no law or lord to speak of. With that, bandits and ruffians of all kinds have begun to infiltrate the villagers here to extort them for all kinds of different wares, such as money, gems, and other such things that they may need. This group in Phandalin is known as the Red Brands, and wear something red upon their body to indicate that they are a part of this ruffian group. Rumor has it that there is a leader of the Red Brands who is a very mysterious person known simply as Glassstaff. As we begin to walk down this deeply rutted path here, one can tell that animals, carriages, as well as logs have been dragged down this path, as they are approximately 7 inches deep here. Harbin Wester is the mayor or town speaker of Phandalin, and as we walk along this path here, we notice that there are around 20 or so hastily built houses, or buildings in some cases, along each side here. One can see that the ivy is still green upon some of these stone walls that remain from a previously better economic times for Phandalin. One can also still see the remains of some better built homes and or shops that were once here in the prior centuries. As we stand here at the gates of Phandalin, you can tell that the rutted path on the outside turns into more of a mud street upon entering into the city limits. On the hill of the east side of this settlement, one can see what was probably a very well maintained and sturdily built house. Rumor does have it that this is where the Red Brand ruffians make their headquarters. Staring off to both sides of us, there are smaller farms along with some of these houses that are on each side of the path. But what do you say? Let's step through and get on with our tour here. From here, the mud path, which is the main street, climbs up a hill and one can see the Red Brand, for that is what I will call it here, the manor house, sitting upon the hilltop. From this distance, it doesn't appear to be in too shabby of a condition, but hopefully, if we get the chance and are not accosted by these vandals and bandits, we can get up there and get a closer look for your inspection. And here we make it to the town green. A nicely sized lawn here with very green grass where I'm sure you can hear some of the children playing in the background, and there are probably some parents, or at least some adult humanoids that are both watching the children, making sure that no one bothers them, along with some dogs and cats and other pets. But the adults, they are doing some shopping along the town street here. The shops that line Main Street, one can tell that they are fairly newly built, and if this place does remain and becomes a center for activity, they will likely be upgraded, painted to show some upkeep and prosperity of the owners. Let's take a stop here at Barthen's Provisions. Owned by Elmer Barthen, this is a fairly large warehouse building with a department store look from the front. Large plate glass windows line each side of the front door, which, true to form, has a bell in the what appears to be the shape of a triangle in front, or hanging from the top. This building also has a very large double-sided warehouse type door, which will allow for deliveries. This building is not the most sturdiest built and newest built building of Phandalin. That honor belongs to Stonehill Inn, but don't worry, we will get there shortly. A wooden sign hangs from the awning over the porch, preventing mud from getting into the doorway here. It reads, Barthen's Provisions. As we continue walking along here, let's stay on these wooden planks, or porches in front of the buildings to prevent mud splashing up from the street below. Across the street here, we have the Stone Hill Inn. This is the building that has the honor of being the newest built building and appears to be the most permanent structure here, not taking into account the Red Brand Manor.
Boss says it's time for you to move, stranger.
The owner of the Stonehill Inn is Toblin Stonehill, and this building is located in the center of town across from Barthen's Provisions. It is a two-story building that boasts of 6 rooms for rent, a common room, and, if rumor has it, has the best goat and meat pies along with the Slogger Lager Ale. Talking to a few people whenever doing research for Phandalin, the Slogger Lager Ale has been known to make anyone who drinks it feel as though they are a weapon-wielding, troll-killing warrior. So be very wary whenever you go to order some of the Slogger Lager Ale. This building is very beautiful as it is both made of stone and roughly hewn logs. The porch out front boasts of 4 rocking chairs which are unoccupied as of this moment, but they do look comfortable with the padding that is sitting on the seats. Let's walk in here and see if we can determine the smells.
Well, how goes it, stranger? Would you like to buy me a flagon of ale?
And several people are in here eating and drinking. Hopefully no one is tasting the Slogger Lager Ale as of yet. The smell of the roasting goat for the meat pies, along with the buttery crispness of the breading, is overwhelming to my senses here, and my description could not do it justice. The owner, Toblin Stonehill, is not in the room as we speak, but he has definitely left the smells and aroma, as well as the ambience of the place, in his wake. A stairway leads up to the second floor, which is where the 6 rooms are located, and the inside of the common room here is very comfortable and cozy with 8 tables as well as a bar near the back of the room. The fireplaces are crackling and it is an overwhelmingly welcoming ambiance. Before I gain more weight by eating even more of the goat meat pies, and before I'm tempted to try the Slogger Lager Ale, I think that it's best that we continue our journey and we exit the Stonehill Inn and begin to walk down these wooden planks heading towards a building at the far end that is called the Town Master's Hall. We know that Harbin Wester is the mayor of Phandalin for now, although this settlement has no lord or anyone that they pay fealty to at this time. It is a somewhat squat wooden building that could use a slight paint job, as it is just the bare wooden boards or logs that have been hewn, and a door that reads Town Speaker. Very original, but with no windows upon each side of the door. One would hope that there is one for the mayor to look out.
Hello, everybody. My name is Harbin Wester. I am the mayor of Phandalin. Welcome to our small town. I hope you enjoy your stay, and remember, avoid the mind of Phandavar at all costs.
And across from the City Hall is the Lion Shield Coster, which is managed by Lenine Greywind, a very abrupt and blunt human who, as we attempted to go in to look at the wares, said that if we were not going to buy anything, then we could just get out. This building on the outside has plate glass windows upon each side so that you can look in, and as Mrs. Greywind said, if you want to window shop, stay outside of my doors. Beside this shop is the Shrine of Luck, which is where Sister Gorell is the mediator and cleric of this rather more than quaint, abrupt, maybe a good word, not really sure here, but let's just say it's definitely eye-catching. It has gold filigree, some silver inlays, as well as what appears to be actually platinum, and somehow they have managed to have lights and what appears to be flashing filigree coming, flashing out at you to catch the eye so that you enter in. As we enter into this building, we find very cushiony chairs and throw pillows upon couches that definitely catch the eye and give you a sense of that your luck is going to change as long as you manage to burn the incense and can do it within a short period of time. As we exit this door, we also pass the Phandalin Miners Exchange, a very basic wooden building with samples of wares sitting inside of a plate glass showcase. The manager, who again it is rumored and hearsay, has aspirations of taking over the town's finances as well as wanting to do everything that he can to gather as much wealth as possible. His name, and this does fit very well, is I Am Greedy. So that does make sense, and perhaps that's why he is here. At the far end of this plank walk.
Well, boys, look, it's a lost little puppy. What do you want to do, puppy?
Come here to bark at us.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well.
I'm just recording this walkthrough for Nights in the Braille to help people out.
Time for you to move along, stranger. Give me your things and we'll allow you to be on your way.
Look, guys, I don't want any trouble. You know, I just want to finish this recording and, and then I'll be out of the way. It's somewhere where this tour guide is not going to enter in, due to the fact that we were told this is where a lot of the red brands hang out and let off steam after their victories over each business and farmer of Phandalin. From our vantage point, it is a very hastily built building with holes in the wall as well as what appears to be windows without glass and furs that are still dripping with gore. Let's just say it's not somewhere where anyone would want to enter in willingly unless you were part of that aforementioned group. We were told that it is ran by a dwarf of ill repute, and her name is Grista. As we look across from the sleeping giant, smoke, yells, and the sounds of hammering, which you can hear as we approach here, ring out from what is called the smithy. Not a very original name here, but the sign hanging over the front door has been beaten and made by this dwarf's hands, and appears to be very well maintained and made of what Phandalin is known for in some of the ironworks from the nearby mountains. It is very plain building, made of obviously stone. The hammering coming, and as well as the curses that hopefully this microphone is not picking up from inside, would make even the surliest of dwarves bow their head in shame. The owner of the smithy is Bloke-smith. Do not mistake and call him Blacksmith, or else, as you can tell, the hammering has stopped from inside, and this tour guide is going to begin moving away fairly quickly here.
I heard you call me black, you little waggery urchin. Your mother makes orc dicks dry up.
On the outside of these town walls, you can find a couple of well-maintained and rather largest sized farms. Walking through these trees here, we notice that there are several kinds of different fruit trees, and this orchard belongs to Darren Edermath. This is what locals call the Edermath orchards.
Hello, young traveler. I'm Darren Edermath. Welcome to my orchard. Would you care for an apple? I've been tending to this farm since I retired from my adventuring.
Perhaps the most competition that the former adventurer Darren Edermath sees comes from Quelin Alderleaf, an elven female who definitely knows how to run a farm and her business. Being formerly good friends with the druid Rimmath, she definitely knows what she's doing when it comes to nature.
Greetings, tour guide.
Yes, hello, Quelin. We're here to tour your farm so that we can, put it into this video that we're doing for the Forgotten Realms.
Rico and Callywort, yes?
What? How did you know my name?
Oh, I know a lot of things.
Well, rumor has it that you are quite the knowledgeable person around these parts. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, that's because I know everything.
Okay, well, since you seem to know everyone and everything, how about you tell us about what goes on here at the farm?
Me? Me? Oh, I'm a farmer and an apothecary.
A elf of very few words, Quelin Alderleaf can teach us all a little something. The way to learn is to listen rather than speak. After all, we have twice as many ears as we do mouths. Alderleaf Farms is known for growing flowers, herbs, and seasonings. And last but not least, as we travel this secret passage from the Edermath farms, I said Edermath because I'm not going to tell you exactly where the secret passage is, because it is rumored that anyone who tries it has never returned from it. So hopefully we can make it through here and be back with other videos later on. Tresender Manor, which is where the Red Brands are known to hang out and keep their business and organization going in the cellars of this aforementioned manor. The cellars were once safe havens for people during the orc raids of 900 DR. This manor, as I mentioned, is more of a castle, was abandoned in 951 DR. And as I said, this is the hideout of the Red Brand ruffians, and I do hear footsteps coming from down this tunnel, and I know that I am whispering here, but it's...
You were telling me about how your hunting trip went.
Oh, yeah. See, last time I went, we was in the forest, and it was past sundown. We should have been going home at that point, but me and my mate said fuck it. And we stayed out, thinking maybe we could trap a few more foxes. And we found Summit. And we found something strange.
Strange how?
Well, see, something came out of the forest, but it wasn't a fox. Well, not quite, sort of. It was, but it wasn't. It was walking on two legs, I swear it.
Are you sure that, Are you sure you hadn't been drinking with your friends?
No, we hadn't gotten drunk yet. We only do that at the pub on hunting days. No alcohol outside. Gotta stay sharp. Nah, what we saw, it wasn't natural. It was like a fox, but standing on two legs. We don't know what it was. All of us saw it, but don't know.
Well, that's very strange. Perhaps we should go out tonight and get to the bottom of it.
Probably best we leave it alone.
Because I do not...
Yes, perhaps.
And there comes one of them. So, in case you want other videos, I'm going to do my best to get out of here, and I hope everyone will tune in for another video later on. Remember to visit knightsofthebraille.com and to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to have more of these videos.